Dr. Salihu Lukman, former vice chairman of the All Progressive Congress Northwest, has declared that the opposition coalition must reject automatic tickets for any candidate, including the president, governors, or lawmakers in the 2027 general election. Lukman emphasized that internal democracy and accountability are critical to reshaping Nigeria's political landscape. Speaking during an interview in Abuja on Tuesday, Lukman outlined the coalition's vision for a new political template that prioritizes merit over entrenched interests. Lukman also addressed the contentious issue of candidate selection, insisting that party members must have the right to choose candidates through transparent processes. The former APC chieftain further criticized the lack of viable alternative parties in Nigeria, accusing defectors to APC of acting out of self-interest rather than public service. He specifically condemned sitting governors who switch parties to ensure second terms, describing such as a betrayal of public trust. On the debate over whether the coalition should field a southern candidate in 2027, Lukman maintained that equity and fairness must be balanced with democratic principles. He argued that the candidate with majority support within the party should emerge, but cautioned against stifling internal competition. What do you have to say to this position by Lukman?
Well, first,
like the way he is the one heading the secretariat of this coalition.
Well, let me start from. I don't know whether he was able to respond to the Southern candidature.
He said it will emerge. He didn't respond. He used diplomacy. He said the most popular candidate will emerge.
I needed to be sure that I'm in line with what.
What I read. Yeah, you heard correct.
The thing is, for me as a Southerner, he has already told us that this coalition is anti-southern part of the country, because if you look at the presidency in Nigeria, you will see that we have more from the. I want to look at even the military regime. We have more of the northerners occupying the seat of the president than the southerners. Now, and about 8 years ago, thereabout, the President Tinubu, President Buhari, ruled this country for 8 years, and which was also part of the crisis in the PDP. And in a normal situation, the South ought to have taken power. The APC maintained that ground, that power is going to move to the southern part of the country. The PDP on its own, and the likes of Atiku, because of the ambition, insisted that power will remain in the north.
Labour Party went for the south.
Labour Party went for the south. The APC went for the south. So if Atiku had won, which democratic principle do you want to use to justify the? Does it mean that we do not have a qualified candidate in the south, that Atiku want to be president after Buhari? Now the coalition have started again. We are still battling to balance the imbalances created by the northern presidency because of military regime and all that. If you look at the number of years power has been in the north, and number of years power has been in the north, you will see a wide difference. And if you're forming a coalition like this, it is expected that you look at, okay, while you also looking at democratic principle, you should also consider that there are areas in the country that have not tested the presidency. So you consider, while you're doing your opposition, you look at some of these things. You consider federal character. So which other democratic principle that is bigger than federal character? Like I've always said, how can... That's why sometimes when I look at the crisis in the southeast, sometimes I just say, well, it's not as if I'm a crisis entrepreneur, but I look at it that I may not agree with everything that that is happening in the southeast, but the mere fact that how many years of existence in this country, the South in Northwest have produced more than 3 or 4 presidents, and the Southeast cannot one. It's enough to cause any kind of unrest. I'm not supporting any kind of crisis. I never said so.
Well, looking at the marginalization.
The marginalization is too much. And now you're forming a coalition. You said it will be open. The coalition have shown that.
And then the rumors of Atiku being the flag.
I don't even want to.
Will being the vice.
I saw how prominent Atiku is in this coalition.
And you I know that part of the person that
yes,
because he knows that PDP may not serve him in 2020.
He want to grab the ticket in the coalition. That's all. And if that happened, the coalition is as good as dead on arrival, because he's not going to see the light of the day. I don't know how you're going to justify that. Must you be president? Atiku just, like I said, Buhari ruled this country for 8 years, and Bola Tinubu is just about 2 years, and they are already planning to unseat him for another northern president. Does this country belong to the northerners alone? I don't want to go back to the military era, how the North took the presidency as their birthright. This country belongs to all of us. So there should be equity when it comes to sharing of political position in the country. We have been marginalized. If you look at the military, the South is marginalized. It has been from one northerner to the other and all that. When you go to the military, you see that they are all northerners. Should we? How do you convince us to believe that it is a one Nigerian thing, while the appointment is one-sided? The politics is one-sided in the country, where it is your right, even when the southerner is the president. The one or the other is being influenced by the northerners. Jonathan, we know the case of Jonathan when he was president. Almost all his appointment went to the north. So will you say he's a certain president? Because the north overwhelmed the president, and they influenced him so much that they took almost everything. He appointed them to head almost all the government parasites and agencies. So for me, the coalition should also, while they are building coalition, like I've said, it's fine to have a viable opposition. There can be democracy without opposition. But while you are doing that, you also consider power sharing. It's important. You don't tell us to go and vote a northerner when the north has taken power for 8 years. We are struggling to strike a balance, and you want to create more inequality. So for me, if these things are not properly considered, the coalition will not make any headway.
So if they do not consider a southern candidate,
what is wrong to say
the coalition can be able to unseat President Bola Tinubu?
Yes, what is wrong to say, okay, let us do the presidential ticket, the coalition to Southeast? Will Nigeria not be Nigeria again?
All right, very well.